Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shaprothim and I teach yoga. On today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about a particular topic that should guarantee benefit you guys. Now, have you ever wondered how some people are able to use both of their hands? They're able to write with both of their hands. They're able to do things with both of their hands, and there seems nothing extraordinary about these people, but science has proven that if you use both sides of your brain, you're able to get a lot more out of it, okay? And one of the best ways to do this is to become ambidextrous. To become ambidextrous is a very difficult thing to do. I am ambidextrous. The reason I became ambidextrous is to get the most out of my brain, is to get the most out of my body. And I'll tell you why and how I went about doing this. Now, being ambidextrous has been a continuous endeavor, a continuous struggle and effort in my life. Because I'm of the belief that if you're able to use both of your arms, you're able to use both sides of your brain automatically. You don't have to put in that extra effort to do these complicated brain exercises in order to get your brain to use the left side vis-a-vis the right side. You just have to get your body to do it for you, and it's the easiest way. I say easiest even though I'm struggling with it my whole life. The reason why the method suggested by many people, which is, certain creative exercises, certain exercises that activate the right side of the brain, why these exercises are not that effective at the end of the day is because your brain is also connected to your body. And if you're not developing the left side of your body, you're not really getting the most out of your right side of your brain. Before I get to the topic of being ambidextrous and how it's going to help you, I think it's important for me to talk to you guys about what it means to use both sides of your brain, and what does your right brain do and what does your left brain do. Now, your right brain, controls the left side of your body. The right side of your brain is set to control creativity, your ability to be creative. It controls your intuition. It controls all of those things and all of those functions that are not related to the left side of your body. The left side of your brain. The left brain controls the right side of your body. And the left brain controls logic. It controls rationalism. It controls your ability to quantify things, okay? But your right brain, is more involved with abstract concepts. Many geniuses and many great inventors and creators and artists are said to use primarily this side of the brain. It's not like they're left-handed people that they have to use this side of the brain. But scientifically, it's been proven that since this side of your brain controls this side of your body, which is the left side of your body, it would help you out. It would benefit you if you start using the left side of your body as much as you use the right side of your body. Now, when I began my practice of yoga, I noticed that there was something wrong. There was something wrong about the way I'm posing. There's something wrong about the way I'm posturing myself, right? What is it? What was that thing that was going wrong? Well, after standing in a couple of asanas, after practicing a few asanas, I noticed that my right side of the body was disproportionately stronger than the left side. And this was a big bother to me, because I felt so incomplete. I felt like I was not getting the best out of my body. I was an athlete. I was into mathematics. I was into art. I was into a lot of things that I really wanted to improve. And being an athlete and practicing yoga and also doing all of these things where I felt that here's the thing. The way I practiced yoga, it was important for me to be absolutely aligned, Use the left and the right side of the body together and be in alignment. This should mirror this. So I became fascinated with the whole endeavor of getting my left side to become as strong as the right side, okay? The left side of my body was always weaker than the right side of my body, as I mentioned earlier. I was a cyclist as well, and I used to cycle so much that I wanted to take part in the Tour de France and Giro d'Italia, which did manifest. Nevertheless, it taught me something so important about the body and the brain itself. When I used to cycle, I noticed that I'm not able to really cycle as well as I should. My left leg is becoming bigger than the right leg, and that to me was just very scary to look at, you know, because I am very finicky about aesthetics in this sense, that everything has to be proportionate, you know. I was obsessed with my jaw, with symmetry. I was always obsessed with symmetry. So when I was a cyclist, I was worried that if my left side is so weak, how am I going to make it to Tour de France? How am I going to make it as a professional cyclist? You know, I'm losing so much of potential. So I became obsessed with the idea of training only the left side of my body. And I became mad about it. When I did this, I noticed that the left side of my body is so much more difficult to control, to coordinate. And I realized, because my whole life I've been using only the right side. My whole life I've been thinking rationally. My whole life I've been applying only logic. I was a huge skeptic. When it came to yoga, it was only down to fitness. Fitness as a science. I didn't want to have anything to do with the occult. I detested people who were into occultism, you know, people who were into all kinds of fantastic ideas of sort of like yogic powers and transcension and spirituality. No, I was a super practical person because I was so right-handed, you know. But then something extraordinary took place when I started to work on the left side of my body. Unintended consequences. It wasn't something that I anticipated, but I noticed that after a while, I became interested in things like spirituality, in art. I was always good at art. I'm not bragging, but I was good at drawing. Everybody, my teachers, and even I studied in art school, and they used to praise me a lot. I never really took it, I never believed them, you know. But I started to get more into abstract ideas, into quantum physics, all of a sudden, automatically. And I became obsessed with the idea of writing only with my left hand. And here's the reason why. Because every time I wrote with my left hand, and every time I did everything with my left hand, brushing my teeth, eating my food, cleaning things, picking up things only with my left hand, or playing football. I used to play a lot of football, using my left leg to kick. I noticed that when I practiced yoga, and it was all about yoga, it was all to better practice yoga. I noticed that I was able to align myself along the central line better. Before that, I could not practice yoga asanas properly. You know, I was out of alignment. I couldn't do the back bends properly, and I was injuring myself, to be honest with you. When I was doing the headstand, when I was doing the standing poses, it was a torture. You know, I just wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting why I'm not able to get the full pose. And because I was not getting the full pose, I was not getting the full benefits, which were really important to me. And when I was practicing meditation, I noticed that I'm not able to go into this depth of meditation, right? I needed to be absolutely balanced, and I got better balanced when I started to use the left side of my body more. I noticed that within a very short period of time, my yoga practice improved. I started to come up with ideas that were so abstract and so something that I couldn't imagine I could come up with, you know. The teachers, the professors at my art college were like, wow, this is brilliant. You know, obviously yoga teaches you to be humble, but I'm just telling it to you guys, for you guys to understand how certain things, certain discoveries in your life can just change the way you function completely. There was a period of, in my life as an art student where I was so obsessed with the idea of painting with both the left and the right hand that I started to write backwards, because I felt that using the left hand and going from left to right was the wrong way, because you're using the right hand to go like this, right? You write like this from the right side to the left side to the right side. So I thought maybe I should do it conversely with the left hand, and I should go from the right side to the left side, okay? And I started writing backwards. I started to create sculptures only with my left hand, and I noticed that the left side of my body became almost as strong as the right side. And I was so into aesthetics. I did a bit of amateur modeling, and I noticed that I always had this dissatisfaction with the way my abs were shaped, okay, with the way my legs were shaped, that my abs were sort of like crooked. And it got solved when I started using the left side of my body. And I wasn't able to get a lot of things on TV, like politics, the news, philosophical ideas. There were a lot of my friends who were so braggish, the way they were talking about philosophy and art and music. And I had no inclination towards it. I was more into, arithmetic. I was more into sports. I was really a lot more into sports and logic, but there was a deep fascination with the arts as in even yoga, for that instance. And I thought, okay, I'm actually understanding these people, right? I'm able to understand things that I never really understood pertaining to the arts. And the thing is that I started to anticipate events and people coming to my life even before I knew it. And when I studied about this further, I realized that it was intuition. I was able to intuit a lot of things. Things used to get lost at my house, right? And I used to tell my mom, don't worry about it, or my brother, don't worry about it. I know where it is. And I used to sort of like do this weird blanking out thing where I used to go like, it's over there. And I used to go there, right? And there it was. I realized that this was intuition. I never had these abilities before I started using the left side of my body. And I'm sure it's got a lot to do with my practice of yoga as well. But I was able to breathe better. My brain was better balanced, for a loss of words, for a loss of explaining the exact effects, I can't explain the feeling, but I felt that the energy that was being absorbed through my breathing was a lot better, more efficient. For any sport that I did, I became my stamina and endurance increased a lot more, It was truly a revelation for me when I started using the left side of my body. And I started to come up with creative ideas related to the arts a lot more better. I was so innovative, I still am when it comes to the practice of yoga, for example. I use the belt, I use the bench, I use all kinds of things to get me into the right position or to make the practice of a certain asana easier, Of course, I pushed it because there was a point in my life where in order to get the left side to mirror the right side, I actually used a marker and I drew a line over here, and I bought a huge mirror and placed it in front of me, and I drew a line behind me on a wall to make sure that when I'm standing in Tadasana, in the mountain posture, that I'm so aligned that I can actually see it, that I can actually see that line traverse from the top to the bottom, right? I was that obsessed with it, and that's something you guys should not do. But I did it. I took it to that extent. And remarkably enough, when I sat for meditation after years of this kind of practice to get the left side to mirror the right side, meditation became more profound. I was able to just go into deep meditation in an instant. I changed as a person. I can't explain to you the depth of the changes in my personality. I'm going to talk about these in another video. But there's a reason why it's been said that we use only 5% of our brains, the potential in our brain, rather than 95%. But look at us. We don't use our left side of the body at all. If you really think about it, it's mostly unconscious. It's not conscious at all. How many people do you know who consciously start to write with the left hand, being right-handed? I taught myself to play the guitar only with the left hand, to the point that I really can't play with the right hand. I'm a left-handed guitarist. I took it to that extent. And I play really good. I'm not Jimi Hendrix. I'm not, super famous and all of these things. I play really good with respect to how I played before, when I started. I feel that just to make you feel as a person with more potential, just to make you feel good, just for your self-esteem, right? It's such a good practice to use your left side of the body, because you don't know sometime in the future when that part of your brain is being activated because of you using the left side of your body, and you come up with these super innovative ideas or super innovative solutions that could someday help you out personally or, collectively. We don't know. But to me, the left side had to be equal to the right side, because it was all about being more aligned during my practice of yoga, so that I don't have to take years to reach the level of the results that I wanted. It all got shortened. I know this, okay? I say 15 years of practice of yoga, but probably 7 to 8 years of that practice was without the use of without this left hand improvement endeavor that I got into, improving the left side of my body. I'm a very plain and simple and straightforward person, When I talk to you guys, I talk to you like a real person. I tend to, the way my thoughts come out is the way it comes out, I don't have to edit the video to take away these stammers and these sort of things, and that makes me a real person. When you activate the left side of your body, your intuition becomes a lot more transparent, all things that are calculated in terms of being a person and personality, all kinds of deceiving things, these things are reduced. You become a lot more free. You become a lot more, you become an artist, and that's what I can tell you, Spirituality, it just goes to another level. But why? Well, why? Just by using the left side of your body? That sounds ridiculous, right? No. In the practice of yoga, there are two nadis that are secondary to a primary nadi called Sushumna nadi. Okay? What are nadis? Nadis are basically nerve channels or energetic vessels that carries this important energy called prana or life force energy, throughout your body. And it's supremely important that this nerve current called Sushumna to get activated if you really want to go into the profound depths of meditation. And so the Ida Nadi is said to be located on the left side of the lower half of your body, right? And the Pingala Nadi is on the right side. At this point, near your Agnya chakra, your third eye chakra, these nadis are set to intercross, and the Pingala Nadi, which is located on the right side, goes into the left side of your brain, and the Ida Nadi, which is on the left side, goes into the right side of your brain. So the feminine and the masculine element crisscross and they become Ardhanarishvara, Or I explained this in one of my previous videos where I talk about Shiv and Kali. And your third eye gets activated. In other words, what a lot of people don't tell you who are into yoga is that the Ida and Pingala Nadi, when they intercross, they are actually intercrossing all along the spine. They make the final intersection over here. Your Sushumna Nadi gets activated as a result of this. So what's so special about the Sushumna Nadi being activated? It is said that your soul resides in the Sushumna Nadi, or the movements of this being that we call the soul is stationed and arrested. That movement of to and froing, you know, that movement of going out and coming in is arrested and brought to rest over here. And that's what we call, that's where we talk about a kind of, I'm not going to get technical, it's a kind of samadhi, okay? Sama means equal. Now, over here, you become very calm. You reach a state of equilibrium, okay? Sushumna Nadi is activated because of this intercrossing of these two nadis. Now, if you're not going to get your left side of the body activated, or your Ida Nadi activated, which you do through a pranayam called Nadi Shodhan, you know, it's going to take you a lot of time before you get the Sushumna activated. And these things are so technical that I'm not even going to bother explaining to you about these things in this video, okay? I'm just going to be quick, and I'm going to talk to you guys about why being ambidextrous at the end of the day is so important. Now, I explained to you earlier that the right side of your brain controls intuition, art, creativity, abstract ideas, and the left side of your brain controls logic and rationale. When you use the left side of your body, if you're a right-handed person, at the end of the day, you bring both sides of your brain into harmony and into union. You function at a higher level. Let's say that higher level isn't even being Albert Einstein genius or Steve Jobs innovative. Let's say it's not even that. Well, at your best level, at your best potential at least. And that's what it does. When you use the left side of your body, whatever is your best potential, you get all the more out of it, okay? By bringing both sides of your brain into this one harmonious union. It's a kind of yoga, and it's a very unusual kind of yoga, which I actually did myself, okay? And even B.K.S. Iyengar, who's influenced me a lot, you know, he was all about symmetry and alignment, and I understood exactly why. You know, it's because of this, it's because of the Sushumna Nadi, it's because of how you as a person are made up. You know, you got these four parts of your brain, then you have the two hemispheres. Why not get the most out of the right side of your hemisphere by using the left side of your body? Why not? It's a shortcut to me. You don't have to do it like me, where I became obsessed with the idea of being left-handed because I just couldn't stand any kind of misalignment. I've healed from that trauma. It was a bit of a mental illness, according to me. And nevertheless, there are some huge benefits to using the left side of your body, as I mentioned earlier. Physically, you become all the more proportioned and aligned, and your lungs, you get to use the left side of your lungs a lot more. The organs situated in the left side of your body are packed in better, okay? And even the nerve currents flow more evenly. It's all about being more even and smooth and just harmony. It's all about harmony. Now, of course, when I practiced being ambidextrous, I of course took it to the absolute limit, as far as I know. You know, I still do a lot of things with my left hand. I still write with my left hand. And the one thing I will tell you guys is that if you do implement the practice of using the left side of your body, what is going to happen eventually is that your ability to be more creative. But creative for what? Not just art or music. Creative about solutions to life, or about spirituality, or about any simple problem in life, that gets all the more augmented. You know, it gets increased. I'm not saying you're going to become an expert. You know, you're not going to become a problem-solving expert. It's going to increase it. There are truly a lot of benefits to being ambidextrous, okay? And the most important benefit, I'm going to cut this short, the most important benefit of using the left side of your body is to activate the right hemisphere of your brain. The right hemisphere controls intuition. We hear a lot of people talking about law of manifestation and law of attraction. They talk about intuiting events, psychic abilities, all of these things have to do with the right side of the brain. The right side of your brain controls Ida Nadi, which the right side of your brain controls, the Ida Nadi, which is located on the left side. And the Ida Nadi cools down the system. And it's associated with the moon chakra, okay? It's Soma chakra in Sanskrit, but Soma means moon and also the juice of immortality. It's figurative, not literal, but it's closely related to the third eye chakra, closely, not exactly the same thing, but more to the hypothalamus, which controls and regulates the body temperature, and your brain stem. Certain practices in yoga, such as Kechari Mudra, which should be done only under expert guidance, is said to activate this brain stem and allow this production of the nectar of immortality, okay? This elixir of life to dribble down from that part of your brain, from the moon chakra. Now, let's not just get into all this mysterious humbugging, mystical humbugging, all right? I'm just going to cut it short. Intuition is increased, okay? Your Ida Nadi, which is the feminine part of both of your nadis, the Ida and Pingala, that gets activated, okay? Your body becomes cooler, your psychic abilities increase, your ability to intuit things just heightens a lot more, okay? You could also harmonize both sides of your body by indirectly working on the left side, and by doing this you activate the mid part of your brain. This part, which is said to have the I complex. Okay, I'm not going to get too detailed into psychology, okay? The aham complex, the I, the you, okay? You directly encounter what it really means to be you at the most basic level, at the most fundamental level. And when you reach this part of over here, because of the harmonization of both sides of your body and both hemispheres of your brain, what happens is that you start to realize that, and when you realize it in such a fundamental way. It's so deep, so profound. You realize that you're really not the body, but you're not the mind either. But you're something else. It's such an esoteric experience. It's so profound. And this is the whole point of opening up your third eye chakra. This is the whole point of reaching your crown chakra, which is self-realization, A lot of people just keep talking about self-realization, but have you experienced it? Because when you experience it, you realize that it's not something that strange. And all of you people who are going to be saying, well, we knew it, it's not strange, it's not, no. Even though it's not strange, it's profound. It can completely transform your life. You might not be famous, you might not have a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you realize at the most fundamental basic level who you truly are, and this will improve all the other areas of your life, okay? I'm telling you, I repeat to you again, it's because the world still does not realize their true identities, why we are progressing, but it's so slow. It is so slow. And I'm not saying you have to be supremely spiritual to progress really fast. I'm just saying that it's because there's so much of this attachment to the material realm that, like me, ideas and phenomena of the spiritual realm seems to be just another fantastic idea of a loose mind, I used to be a big skeptic, and then I activated the right side of my brain by using the left side of my body, and I became a believer. There are some things that are still uncertain, but for the most part, there is some truth, At the end of the day, because I use both sides of my body, I'm a lot more harmonious in terms of the ideas that I hold, the beliefs that I hold within myself, I really don't believe in aliens is what I want to tell you guys. To me, it's just really fantastic. It's just, I've not seen an alien, but for people who don't have the left side of the brain super balanced and, you know, activated, they could believe in aliens like completely. So you understand, it's very, what I'm trying to say at the end of it is that using both sides of your body is so important. It improves the practice of your yoga asanas, even during breathing, right? But it also balances out the functioning of your brain. So I'm gonna end this video right here, right now, by telling you guys that you guys can make this minor attempt into becoming ambidextrous. You don't have to get super obsessed with it like me, okay? Even a little bit of practice, like you know, when you wash the dishes, use the left arm to wash the dishes and see what happens. Try and pick things up with your left hand and see what happens. Don't go directly into writing with your left hand, because that took me many years. Or if you're left-handed, don't go writing with your right hand. You know, just stay within your limits and never exaggerate, you know. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Try being ambidextrous. I guarantee you that it's gonna be quite interesting for you guys to even experience a bit of the effects of using the weaker side of your body and feeling that harmony, right? Feeling that synchronization of both sides of your body working together. That's a beautiful experience, and it really will help you out in your in other practical areas of your life. Okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the links down in the description box. And subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell. I will join you guys in the next video. I'm signing out. Leave your comments down, any interesting comments. I'm always reading your comments, even though I don't reply. It doesn't mean I'm not reading them, okay? And I find them very fascinating as feedback. It's really an enjoyable experience to read your comments. Bye-bye for now. I'll join you guys next week, and I'm doing a live this week, so join me there as well. Bye.